at the same time, and I'm standing there waiting on all of them. So I says, no wonder. We have actually 7 computers in that room. The 2 TIs, the TI Pro. I just got 2 CC40s. That was my Christmas present. I couldn't decide between the 6K and what was the other one, 18K, Charlie?
18K, yeah.
So I got one of each. Because there were different options. Yeah, there were different advantages, and couldn't readily figure out which one outweighed the other one, so my husband bought both of them for me for a Christmas present. And I have 2 little portable Radio Shack computers that people gave me. So I've got like 7 computers, all in this room now, and 4,000 some disks. So there was a need, believe me, to do such a program, at least for my own benefit. And we started doing it with the West Penn Library, and it's working out quite well. Again, like I said, when it gives you the file information, just follow whatever comes first and try that first, and the second or the third. And hopefully when I learn more information, I'll be able to cut down on the ones that it tells you to try. The program will recognize like the TI artist pictures, the instances, the fonts, CSGD, Page Pro. There's a lot of files out there, and I'm trying, whatever I can make it recognize, that's what I'm working on. So if there's a file that it doesn't recognize, if you just bring it to my attention, I'll try my best to create the program to recognize it. If you look at my code, it's all written in Extended Basic. With the exception, I do use embedded assembly routines that were done by Barry Traver, and the people that worked with him when he did, I believe, the XXB and the All-Save program. I've used that, and I've used John Wool's Windows program. So there's a lot of assembly embedded into the program, which why it makes the program such a large number. I know that has scared everybody so far at our meetings. They said, well, no wonder the load program doesn't work. It's like 84 sectors. I'm very close to running out of memory, but hopefully down the road I'll learn some tricks of the trade and be able to shorten my code. I know there's things I could shorten, but right now I have to leave the code the way it is so I know what I'm doing. Once the program, I'm sure it's doing the right thing and I don't have to go back and change something, I can probably shorten areas. Does anybody have any questions?
You've got a copy of each of your versions, I assume.
I have copies out on my table of version 2.1, which is the latest version. Like I said, the differences between 2.1 will print the disc jackets, the disc labels, the disc inserts, print out a DV80 file to disk, and it also identifies the files. The previous version didn't do any of that. So I've made a lot of progress since the previous version. And I won't tell you some of the things I've gotten added for versions down the road, but I can see a lot of things. And I'll pull them off eventually. It just may take time, but I'll pull them off eventually. I'm having fun with the program. It may be the last program I'll release, only because everything else I could think of has already been done. But one thing's nice is I'm finding out all kinds of neat programs I had that I didn't know I had. I bought a couple systems out when people were selling their stuff and found homes for most of the equipment, but I kept the discs. So I'm finding like all kinds of treasure programs. Yes?
Can you catalog all the numbers and letters too? Like for a Horizon RAM disk?
I haven't tried to do that, or I may have tried to do it and I don't remember. I do have a RAM disk, but I don't remember if I tried cataloging my RAM disk with this program. It gives you the option for F or other, and I know my RAM disk is on like DSK5, so I would have had to pick other for that.
I wonder if our RAM disk is in there, because that's either 4 or 5.
We're going to get a really crazy kind of disc jacket here because I put my garbage in. Is this a 24-pin printer?
No, it's not.
Our spacing is a little bit different, but I think I'm just a little, what's that word? Spoiled with the 24-pin printer that I used to do that. That's because I use a little bit heavier stock paper, and I really get a nice printout. So if anybody's thinking, you can use a Canon BubbleJet 200EX printer on the TI system with a standard TI cable without any changes. You will have to overcome some obstacles in graphics, but as far as text, it is really nice. After this catches up to us a little bit, we'll try and see. Now you know why I was like bouncing from one to the other. I print out one jacket and send 5 labels out to the other printer, then another jacket and 5 labels out. So it'll still do what it originally was intended to do, which is put a disk in, and if a file will load, it'll load and run it. We should be getting close here, because we're almost done with the jacket. Okay. We're going to hit B for back, C to catalog. Oh, we won't be able to do that yet. I would have to go back into the options because it's going to catalog drive 1. I'll try to run through it. If it's on 5, maybe we'll stand a chance because I don't want to run over my time. Lord knows I didn't even want to be up here this long. I'm fine at the meetings, I just don't like video cameras. Hit back, go for options. You notice that it'll do like a paper eject, and on my printer here it just goes right through. My window looks a little bit different now. Yeah.
Reverse video.
If it's on 5, we'll find out. If it's on 4, they'll all blame you that they had to sit through this and see the wrong one.
Tell the truth, I don't remember. Hardly anybody uses it.
Well, see, a lot of time you don't remember all the different options because everybody has different system configurations. I do tell you in the docs, by the way, what line to change at the bottom when I go out to my secondary printer. I tell you what line to go in the program and change so you don't have to keep retyping that in every time you use it. Okay. Load Manager, catalog. So far it's a good sign. I don't know. Oh, I do see lights blinking too. That's good. What happens, I should point out, when you see that working flashing, when you see the word working, it has identified one file. When you see the blank, it has identified another file. I just threw that in the middle of the screen so you wouldn't sit there down at the bottom and wait. And now you can see where it says identifying the file information. So the screen at the bottom like switches to tell you it's initializing and identifying.
Okay.
So